I think that dreams are really complicated, and sometimes they're just so crazy that it's almost like, what's almost the point in trying to figure out what their meaning is? Like, I don't think you have to look at every single dream as like, oh, this is teaching me something about life. You don't have to look at dreams as a lesson, per se, because I think sometimes people do that. They'll have a crazy, wacky dream that's either like inappropriate, or like you murdered somebody, or you did something really horrible, and then they wake up and they're freaking out thinking, I'm a bad person. No, I don't think, like, I've had dreams like that, and I kind of think that sometimes. So I think dreams can have meaning, but like you also just don't know what's going on with your unconscious, so don't try and like stick that label on it per se, because it's going to stress yourself out. Yeah, you can take a dream and you can like construe it to be like, oh, it means this, but it could have so many possible meanings. It's just like an accumulation of all the things that are going on in your mind. Does that make sense? How it kind of has meaning to me, but not really. Since my dreams, I feel like, are so crazy and so chaotic, it's almost like my mind is taking a break to be the fucking crazy thing it is. Like, all the crazy things, all the anxiety or like pent up frustrations or anything I feel during the daytime, but I'm not able to get out because like I have to be a normal human being in like a normal society. Those things like end up just getting totally thrown and tossed up in my dreams. I also think it's kind of like a creative outlet for me, because I would say I'm a pretty creative person, and I think my dreams are creative, like me. And also I've had dreams too that are like problem solving dreams. Like, I think of a way to solve something I've been like pondering the whole day. So if anything, I would say that dreams are almost, for me, they're like a break for my mind. Either they're giving my mind a break to just be itself, or I don't know. I guess they can also sometimes, but very rarely, be like a way of just like processing and compacting your day. You know, it's like your mind's way of like taking it all in. Yeah. It's funny because sometimes I have dreams that are like really disturbing, but they're actually not scary. But then sometimes I have dreams that are actually not as scary, like the actual content, but it scares me. And I think that's usually like an emotional investment in the dream sometimes. Like if it's something you kind of fear. Well, I guess it depends. Sometimes I have dreams that are totally fantasy dreams, like they could never happen in real life. And then sometimes I have dreams that are like very a reality, practical based, like they happen in my daily environment. I used to have more of those fantasy-based nightmares, I feel like, when I was younger. Those are the ones that actually scared me, like being chased by zombies and things like that. I had them more when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I have more nightmares about like people who I care about like betraying me or like cheating on me or hurting my feelings or things like that, or embarrassing myself. Those are more of the nightmares I get. In my dreams, I'm never me. Like I'm never usually myself, like physically. I'm always like a different person. Sometimes I'm a man, sometimes I'm a girl, but I'm like of a different ethnicity or like race. Sometimes I'm like young, old. Sometimes I'm not even like a person. Sometimes I'm just kind of like floating around and nobody can really see me, but I'm just kind of watching everything. And sometimes within my dream, I actually switch like physiques, like in the moment. And I think that's interesting because I'll be like, in one part of the dream I might be like an Asian girl, for example, but then like later on in the dream I might be like an old man, and people will still respond to me in the same way, even though it's the same dream. It's kind of funny. Dreams are very like vulnerable, because I don't know, they say a lot about you, or you can feel like they will say a lot about you. So like maybe you'll wake up and you'll think like, oh gosh, this dream, like if someone else heard it, they'll think I'm a bad person because it was such a bad dream, or they'll think I'm crazy because it was just so chaotic, or they'll think I'm so shallow because I dreamt about how I looked in the dream or something like that. So I think even though dreams are like a big part of us, we don't like to talk about it because I don't know, there's so much room to be judged, and it's something that personally I wouldn't share my dreams with someone unless I trusted them. just because I don't want them to go take what I said and then be like, oh yeah, Derana's so weird because she has like weird dreams. You know, I don't want them to change their impression of me because of what I'm dreaming, because what I dream is crazy.